Metafix is a show that teaches you how to think in the metagame. I am not here to give you the answers, nor am I going to tell you how to win. Metafix teaches you how to play in the metagame and how to react around the metagame and what is in the metagame. If you're looking for the answers, try HC Realms, check the forums, they have all kinds of neat toys and tools and teams being brought up, and check the results of a lot of the ROC tournaments or any Worlds tournaments to see how teams played out and what teams were used for. I'm just here to help you think. Alright guys, so a little while ago I think we've talked about this in 3 different shows, and this is of course being the 3rd. The ROC or the ROC HC Realms tournament series has created a new format, and that format starts in November for those of you who are playing in competitive ROC tournaments. They do have a number of 400-point formats, but the one that stands out the most is the new 300-point limited format. This kind of replaces what we used to know as a no tactics format. It takes away that big blanket of no tactics and specifically targets some things. Those things being, no resources are allowed, no resources, no relics, no entity possession, no figures bigger than a double base or a pinup base as some refer to it. No, I said relics? Yeah, and no constructs and no ID cards. Those are all the specifically targeted portions of it. Beyond that, anything else is fair game. And what that includes, of course, is theme teams, word bubbles, bystander tokens. They're very specific to bystander tokens, but I'm not sure if the horde tokens will be allowed as well, because in 300 points, they don't really make a difference. They made a specification for the 400-point horde tokens because there's weirdness that occurs with them. That said, as well, special objects are allowed in the format. They're not that big a deal, let's be honest. Right now, what exists as far as special objects in the modern metagame consists of pin particles and Hulkbuster parts. So you do have something to kind of round out the team at the end and not have to rely on Blind Owl anymore. But what's really important is that theme teams are back. This is a big thing. You used to go to the no tactics and the map roll was generally a 50-50. Now, there were some items that came into the game that kind of said, well, you know, I can fight that pretty hard, and that would include, I believe it was Arcade. No, Arcade didn't fight it, but She-Hulk fought against that as a figure. Now, that you now have the option to bring the full-blown theme team and really fight for that map choice, or play a team that really needs the map choice. So then Arcade does become relevant again by taking away that theme bonus. So, now, as far as the format itself is concerned, I'm excited. As well, orange rules are back on the maps, though that doesn't make that big a deal when you think about how the orange rules that exist nowadays function. I think the only one that affects a specific power is the Black Mercy Gardens. And if you're making Incapacitate and Mind Control work that hard, congratulations, you earned it, if you ask me. But then we get into, using the map to your advantage. Being a tactic that's viable now in this no tactics format. Theme teams being very important in a lot of cases. Expect to see a lot more teams that are thematic because they get a bonus for being thematic, and using that map roll and using teams that can effectively use the map. Expect Banshees to show up with their keywords. Expect Nick Fury from the Nick Fury set to show up with his stack of keywords that could possibly help him out. Expect to see Phantom X back because they're allowing bystanders, and Eva's gonna bring those things back in the game. So it's a new style. How are you gonna build for it is not yet established. I know November 1st, the Wizards Cache is running, or not Wizards Cache, 401 Games in Toronto is running a Winamap, and that's gonna be my first exposure to it. So I'll come back with a report on the Meta Lab for that. But for the most part, it's time to start thinking. If you play in the ROC in the competitive environment, it's time to start thinking about that new format and how you can really use and abuse that. I'll probably do a full-blown episode describing teams that you can build. I just more or less wanted to make this announcement as a new realm of thinking that I will be talking about in the Meta Lab in the future, and it will definitely be an episode that is on the horizons. So, in the meantime, guys, get your brains thinking about it. Think about all the combinations you can come up with for it. And then I will start talking about specific combinations once I've had a chance to play in this environment, test in this environment, and take a run at it. All right, guys? So until then, I will see you guys on the next episode when we talk about Abuse of Amber's show. And don't forget, practice makes your team better. The opinions and thoughts brought to you in Metafix are not meant for the casual game at the table. Married with Clix is brought to you by Majestic's Heroclix sales down in Costa Mesa, California. Right now, they're in the middle of storefront change. In the meantime, don't forget to check out their eBay store. If you check the link down below, they always have great Heroclix stuff at fantastic prices, and they'll ship just about anywhere.